let's talk about Nicholas Fuentes. So I saw this tweet today. He can't go to Florida. This is from him. I can't go to Florida today because I am on a no-fly list. I will be addressing this with my prepared remarks on the Florida big tech legislation during the scheduled press conference at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time at America First Live. And I was like, wow. And then suddenly everyone started, going around. And he actually posted this, which is, he said it's proof, and in fact it is them telling him.
You could try talking to say, we're not saying that they're going to give you an answer or they have an answer.
But you pointed down there. Who's down there?
There's probably a guy with the blue shirt.
Oh, just like a security guy?
Yeah, but I'm not sure they'll have an answer for you.
Okay. And there's no way I could get on this plane?
No, you cannot allow, they're not letting you fly with Southwest.
With Southwest?
I'm
but
not sure
maybe
about other airlines.
Delta, maybe?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I know that was a TSA number. I'm not sure if you're blocked from just the no-fly list.
Did they give you a reason?
No.
It's a no-fly list, you said?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
She doesn't want to answer that.
All right.
They just told me that you're not allowed to fly. Okay? That's all they told me.
Okay.
There's no reason, supposedly. So I'm looking into it. And then I started seeing this annoying, little battle going on. And it seems to be kind of between Ian Miles Chung and Elijah Schaefer, who makes a good point. I think they both make a good point. And let's look at them both. You know what? First, let's look at what Ian said. Nick Fuentes isn't actually on the no-fly list. He was likely just banned by an airline for getting verbally abusive towards their staff in December, although there's no evidence of that either. Well, Nick here claimed, is a tweet from him, I think I'm about to get kicked off of my flight to PA because my mask isn't covering my nose. Yep, just got kicked off. Here's the best. I never refused to wear the mask, but the flight attendant had the plane go back to the gate and had me removed because of my attitude. Power trip. And he got back up and looked him in the eyes and said, hey, F you. He replies, enjoy your time in Chicago. I said, yeah, eat SHIT. So he clearly had an altercation, right? And I think handled it a little, he could have handled it better. We'll just to say it nicely. All right, so was it Southwest that he was on? It actually doesn't say here what airline that he was removed from, but he probably could have handled that a lot better. Who knows? Maybe they simply were power tripping. Maybe they knew who he was and wanted him off. Maybe he is on a no-fly list because of he is who he is. But then, of course, Elijah Schaefer responds, I reached out to Nick directly for a comment to verify his claim. He is apparently on a federal TSA no-fly list that stretches across all airlines. And then he, of course, takes a jab at Ian as a foreign commentator. Please don't justify the liberties of an American being stripped away just because you hate his rhetoric. And he's got I think the best point right there. Stripped away the liberties of an American because you hate his rhetoric. And I think that's really at the core of this. They don't have to like his rhetoric, but swearing at I don't know if this flight attendant was being rude or power tripping or not. Swearing at him is not a crime. It's not okay. It could have been childish for swearing at him and, having the final say. Good for you. I mean, but to not be able to fly on any airline, any at all, or just that one specifically with no answer, no response, no anything. Now, supposedly Nick got a message from the Department of Homeland Security. Let me see if I can find that real quick. Of course, there's lots of posts of him talking about it today. Supposedly let's see here. Well, anyway, I can't find it, but somewhere it was saying that the Department of Homeland Security hit him up and was talking to him after January 6th, the crazy thing that happened down the Capitol, that is whatever you think it is. So they looked him up and because supposedly he was inside because there was a video of someone that kind of looked like him. Turned out it wasn't even him. He wasn't where he was outside of the Capitol, never went inside. Okay, so it's a non-story. But why is this guy being banned from all airlines on a no-fly list from the TSA because he swore at some, flight attendant? Whatever. Okay, you should have just been kicked off the flight at worst case scenario, but be able to fly again, all right, with maybe like a strike on that airline. But to put on a no-fly list completely, now that's entering a territory that I think is a scary spot. This is from Luke. He says people being put on a no-fly list because of their political opinion is absolutely insane, and I absolutely agree. It is absolutely insane. What happened to civil discourse? I just don't. They want to just vilify literally anyone that has an opinion that isn't theirs. And I say they, meaning this, what is it? I don't know, this machine of woke ideology, critical race theorists, and, far left liberals that just feel that they need to virtue signal to the world that their ideas are the way, and if you don't follow it, then you're a Nazi, you're a supremacist, you're all these terrible things because you don't think and, agree with literally everything that they say. That's how it is. It's all or nothing. It's all or you're the enemy, and we must destroy all you completely. You're not allowed to fly anymore. No more flying for you because you think whatever this all is, right? Say what you will about Nick, okay? I don't really know him too well. I know he's got some very strong views, okay? And I may not agree with a lot of them. I may agree with some of them. I don't know. We haven't had a conversation yet. But to cut him off completely, it's kind of ridiculous. In fact, the ACLU even had a warning about it. That's right, the ACLU. They used to fight for rights. Remember that? I actually don't even remember that. This is what I'm told. In fact, this is what they're talking about here. Okay? There was a comic that was basically warning about it, and it's further down. And I'll show you. After this comic was published, the government made some reforms in response to a federal court ruling that the process to challenge inclusion on the no-fly list is unconstitutional. The government has now committed to telling U.S. citizens and permanent residents whether they are on the no-fly list, and it established a revised redress system. Those reforms, however, are not enough. The government still refuses to provide meaningful notice of the reasons our clients are blacklisted, the basis for those reasons, and a hearing before a neutral decision maker. We're still fighting for our clients' due process rights. Picture this. You arrive at an airport full of good spirits ahead of a work trip to visit a client. You wait in line to check for your flight, but when you reach the counter, you're told you won't be able to board. Suddenly, you're surrounded by security guards and hauled off for questioning. With everyone gawking at you, you learn that you've been banned from flying indefinitely to, from, or over the United States, even though you've never been charged with a crime. You're not told why, and there's very little you can do about it. That is the reality of the no-fly list, a secret government watch list being challenged by the ACLU and its affiliates in Oregon, Southern California, Northern California, and New Mexico. To illustrate it, they have a comic from the award winner Jen Sorensen, and here it is, Grounded, Life on the No-Fly List. And it basically just portrays what I just read, and now, of course, it shows them losing the job. You're not allowed to see loved ones. Job offers are rescinded. Your commercial license is revoked. You miss graduations, weddings, funerals. And what is the no-fly? So in 2003, the FBI established the Terrorist Screening Center, which puts out a master watch list called the Terrorist Screening Database. The criteria for inclusion on the TSDB are a bit murky. A suspected terrorist is an individual who is reasonably suspected to be or have been engaged in conduct constituting in preparation for or in aid of or related to terrorism and terrorist activities based on articulable and reasonable suspicion. Okay, so a suspected terrorist is someone suspected of terrorism. A subset of individuals from the TSDB are selected for this no-fly list. Let's see, which gets shared widely. TSA, Customs, and Border Patrol, and 22 other countries. We don't know the criteria for the list or how many people are on it. Let's see. You have to basically jump through hoops to get off of it. And even if you jump off of it, this is what this section is. They just give you this letter that says, in response to your requests, we have conducted a review of any applicable records in consultation with other federal agencies as appropriate, and it has been determined that no changes or corrections are warranted at this time. And you have to, basically, to find out if you're on it or off it again later on, you have to buy a ticket and just try to fly. They don't tell you if you're off the list. What? It's weird. So, in the case of Latfis versus Holder, okay, argues that the current policy violates the Fifth Amendment, right to due process, and it seeks to fair way for people to clear their names. Right. They're just being put... Nick probably wasn't told he was being put on this list. He wasn't allowed to defend himself. He wasn't allowed to prove that he shouldn't be on it. It seems to me that they made this fly list to make way for preventing terrorists from flying around creating terror. What? And I distinctly remember Antifa being flown around to different spots, traveling around, you know, they had caravans. I was hearing reports of people on flights where it was literally everyone in black bloc flying to a place where some sort of injustice that was being blasted on the news was taking place. I mean, that's really what it is, right? It's an injustice. They are stopping you without you being able to defend themselves. They're taking away your rights to fly around. Nick got his rights taken away. Why? What for? There's no reason. There's no reason. And if there is a reason, he should know. We should know as a public why. Is he some sort of terrorist? Or are you just abusing powers and taking rights away from American citizens? That's awfully a lot closer to what it feels like. Just from my view, standing over here, looking at what's going on, it's awfully suspect. I don't like it. And I think it's a problem. I think we are going to have more and more issues like this. I don't like it. Biden's coming out saying, I'll allow you to not wear a mask. You're going to allow me to not wear a mask? You're not a dictator. You are not a dictator. As much as you want to be and executive order your way into being a dictator, even though you literally said last year only a dictator would rule through executive orders. Goodness sakes, Biden. That guy is ridiculous. So we'll see what happens with this. I don't think he should be stopped from. I mean, he's, you know, you may not like his opinions, but that's okay. That's what a block button is for. You know, I blocked someone from my channel because they were in my chat being totally rude, and I don't need to have that energy. I'm not canceling you. I'm just saying you don't get access to me. I don't have to have that kind of energy in my life. I don't care. All right? People will be like, oh, well, you banned me because I said some rude things. Yeah, all right. Well, I don't like rude people around me. I don't like being around people that don't respect me. Right? Why would anyone want to do that? There is a reason the ban button exists. Just block them. I don't have to see you. All you're going to do is just sit on my page and be rude. Peace. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. That's my favorite thing. Bye-bye. I say goodbye to the people that disrespect me. I don't need that kind of energy. Right? And I stand firm on my integrity. My integrity is intact. You know? Maybe I'm talking about more things than this, but, you know, I'll let you piece that together.